Akadosh. We're going to continue. We're doing a quick chazara what we learned yesterday, and then we continue from there. The Bab Mudalef, the last lines, where we just said, Amar Rav Chasta, says Rav Chasta, the halacha is like Rabbi Yosef. So the Gemara says, Bishlemar Rabbi Yishona Lishon. We just had a machloket between Rabbi Meir, between Rabbi Yehuda, and between Rabbi Yosef. Yeah, three-way machloket. One is the Rabbi Rishona, Sheniya, and Shelishi. Makes sense, no? Rishona, Sheniya, Shelishi. Very good. Now the question that we ask is, why do we need to know? What's the purpose behind it? Yeah? So, in order to know this, the Gemara says, yeah, Bishlema Rabbi Rishona. I understand the first one. Why do we need to know it? Lishon. That's Pashut. Why is it Lishon? Because at the end of the day, we have to know. When do you start saying the Rabbi Rishona? Makes sense. Yeah? But he comes and he says, yeah, but he says, what about now the Shlishit? The Shlishit also. What do you need to know on the Shlishit? Very simple. Litanot, Taanit, Shniya Lemay. Why do you need to know the second? Yeah, that's the question. Why do we need to know the second? So Amar Bizera says Bizera, right? First answer. What's the first answer? Nedarim. What does it mean Nedarim? The Tanakh, because we learned in the Mishnah. The Mishnah Nedarim, Bava Mubet 6b, Hanoder ad Geshamim. Somebody that makes a neder until it starts raining. Ad Geshamim. One more time. Hanoder ad Geshamim. What does it say? Ad Shiur Geshamim. It says, that means it says whether it's ad Geshamim or ad Shiur Geshamim. Doesn't matter which, right? Doesn't matter which type of a connotation he uses. Whether it's ad Geshamim, right, until the rains, or ad Shiur Geshamim, so there will be rain. It's ad shetered Rivya Rishona, ad shetered Rivya Shniya. Okay, no. Second answer is Razvid. So the first one was Rabbi Zera. Second answer of Razvid. Razvid says lezetim. What does it mean now? Lezetim. So says the Gemara. Ditna. We learned the Mishnah in Peah. The Mishnah in Peah says Mematai kol adam mutarin beleket b'shikha u'peah. From when is everybody permitted in leket, shikha, upeah? Remember the leket. What? No, it's not true. No, it's not true. Yeah, one more time. Yeah, 1 second, please. Everyone, hold your horses. Yeah. So he comes and he says like this. He says like this. Leket, shikha, upeah is in the fields. Leket, shikha, upeah is that what is leket? You have one straw or two straws that fall down. And therefore, you're not allowed to collect it. You have to leave it for the anim. What is shikha? Shikha is the what? The bundles, the stalks that they're going to, the bundles that they're all together. You forget them. It's for the mat, you have to leave them. For the anim. Peah. What's peah? Yeah? The wing. No, sorry. The corner. Yeah? What is the corner? Corners of the head. Yeah, so he says, what does it mean? Right? The corners. So now this is all to do with Sadeh, for the field. So answers the Gemara, right? Until when can now anybody else? Meaning the Aniyim, they go in, take their things, the leket, shikha, upeah, and then they leave. When can anybody go in? Yeah? You want to come in and you want to go inside. So until when can you go inside? Answers the Gemara. When the nemushot are going to come and they're going to leave, so then you're allowed to leave. Okay? Very good. Yeah? You understood or not? Very good. Next. Now we're talking about to do with a vineyard. Yeah? So to do with a cannon. Says the Gemara, Peret uvelolot. What is Peret? Peret is going to be till 2 grapes, and the olelot is going to be an entire cluster with 1 row. Okay? So therefore, says the Gemara, Nishielchu anim bakerem yavo. So now what happens is, when can anybody go in and take this? So here it means you went in once, and then you left, they went in a second time, and then they left. So now after these 2 times that the aniyim, what? Yeah, this is for a vineyard. Yeah, very good. Yeah, next. Now we're going to go to the zaitin. Now to do the zaitin, it's not called peret, it's not called olelot. It is only going to be shikha upeah, because it doesn't exist just dropping 1 olive, or 1 grape, right? So here to do what 1 olive, so we're talking about the olives here. So here in the olives, there's only shikha and peah. There's no lek. So the question is, when can you go in to get the grapes? So answers the Gemara, the olives. Sorry, right? Mishitered levia shniya. When the second rain has come down, then the people already collected everything from the field, and therefore they already they give up hope, and therefore anybody can come inside the field and to collect. So because of this, this is the second answer of Rav Zvid, that why in the world, why do we need to know Rabbi Shniya, the second rain, which is the middle category, which was either 7, 17, or 23. Yeah, that's the middle one. It's either 7, 17, 23. Not really, because Rabbi Meir started with 3. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, okay. But you're right. That's why you have to do it. Yeah, I told you it's always going to be. It's the middle of Rabbi Meir, the middle of Rabbi Yehuda, which is the end of Rabbi Meir, and the middle of Rabbi Yosef, which is the end of Rabbi Yehuda. Right? So what does it mean now, Nemushot? What does it mean exactly, Nemushot? So he says, Nemushot, he says 2 different things. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Sabe de Azlea Tigra. So according to Rabbi Yochanan, it's the elders which are going on their cane, right? Nowadays they have elders on phones. Right? But once upon a time they were going on the canes. Yeah? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so he says, but Shakish Amar Shakish says, Lekute batal lekute. What does that mean? You take it and then you come back and you take it again. What does that mean? It's like the father and the son. The father's collecting and the son's right behind him, and he is collecting right there. So remember, first answer, Rabbi Zera. Second answer, Rav Zvid. Third answer, Rav Papa. Yeah? What does Rav Papa say? Rav Papa Amar, Rav Papa says, you know why you need to know the second Reviyah? In order to go into the personal fields to do a shortcut. What is that? The rabbis gave permission during the summertime, right? This is actually one of the conditions of Yoshua, right? Binun, when they entered Eretz Yisrael, there were 10 takanot. And one of the takanot is that there's a permission during the summertime, when things are not growing, that you're allowed to go through the fields, the private fields. It's called Shvilei Reshut. Why? Because it was given them the Reshut, the permission, to make a shortcut. Here, it's very difficult to see this, because you don't see it that much, right? But let's say I would be able to do it, and it would help out. You understand? In Israel, it happens a lot. Because, for example, in Israel, sometimes you have apartment buildings, especially, for example, in Hanoi, all these things, that you have the bottom floor is on one road, like one street on the bottom. And then in the middle, right, or the top floor, you come out on another street, right, on the top. So instead of coming, which one? Oh, that's whichever floor. Whichever floor. So what happens? In many places in Israel, many places. So what happens? So therefore, instead of coming and walking all around, right, what you do is you go inside, you go up the stairs, you come out, you're already on the next street. right? And you could, in Mamash, you could go from the bottom to the top just by doing that. And you make a huge shortcut. It's not, you have to go all around like that. You understand? So you make huge shortcuts. So nowadays, right, it's very difficult here in Surfside to picture this. But let's say, for example, I'm going, what?
According to Harlan, it's going to.
Says the Gemara, right? Rav Papa Amar, Kedei la'alech lishvilei reshut, right? In order for us to know when are you allowed to come and to walk, right, through the private properties. What does that mean? During the summer, you're allowed to walk through private properties. That was the permission that was given, a special institution from Yoshua bin Nun. De'amar Mor, because Mor says, Malachim kol adam b'shvilei reshut. Everyone you're allowed to go b'shvilei reshut until when? Ad shetered Revi'ah Shniya. Right? Until the Revi'ah Shniya is going to fall. Why? Because from then onwards, you're going to ruin the grains. So therefore, you're allowed to come and to walk on the properties, right? Until then, right? Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak says, yeah, levaer perot shvit is another answer, right? What does that mean? Remember, every single one of these are basically answers to know why do we need to know Revi'ah Shniya. Correct? Correct or not? Revi'ah Shniya. So says the Gemara, Nachman bar Yitzchak comes and says, you know why you need to know Revi'ah Shniya? Levaer perot shvit. To be mafkid, the perot shvit after a certain time. Perot shvita after a certain time. Why? What does this mean exactly? We learned the Mishnah. There's a Mishnah in Shavi'it. The Mishnah in Shavi'it is talking about Zmanei Biur of different things, which means when do you have to get rid of it? So it says, Al matay nehenin besorfin beteven uvekash shel Shavi'it, which means until when are you allowed to benefit? How do you benefit? Whether it's that you're going to burn for cooking purposes or for heating purposes, right? So until when are you allowed to cook, right, or to burn for heating purposes? Are you allowed to burn the teven and the kash of shvit? Teven is the straw, kash, or the teven is the grains, kash is the straw of shvit. Answers the Gemara. Ad shetered is the Mishnah, sorry. Ad shetered Revi'ah Shniya of Shana Shminit, until it's going to come out the second rains of the 8th year. Yeah, what is that? My tama. What's the reason? Let's try to understand what's going on. It says, because it says over there to do with the perot of Shnat HaShemitah. It says, what does that mean? We know that your animals are still allowed to eat from the fruits of Shemitah, in the produce of Shemitah. It's not that your animals themselves, they could eat from Shemitah. Even you're allowed to eat from Shemitah, right? You're not allowed to plant, you're not allowed to plow, you're not allowed to work the field, but you're allowed to benefit from the fruit as long as there's things outside. Once there's nothing outside, then you would have to take what is inside outside. But your animals, for sure, they could come and they could benefit. So it says, domesticated animals and wild animals, which are in your lands. That's the end of the pasuk, is going to be for all the grains to eat. So the pasuk is making a juxtaposition. Juxtaposition means close proximity, a kesh. What's the kesh? Right? We're being makish be'motav shel adam lechayot hasadeh. We're making a kesh between your own proper animals, which are animals which are domesticated, which means that they're in your houses, right, or in your property, and the wild animals. And we say it like this: Kol zman shechaya ochelet basadeh. Anytime that the wild animal could be eating a certain type of a fruit or vegetable or grain in the field, okay, you're allowed to feed your animal in your house. Make sense? Yeah? One more time. As long as the wild animals are eating it in the field, you could feed your animal in your house, meaning you have the produce in your house. You took it in of Shemitah. You took it into your house, and as long as the wild animals are eating it outside, so my personal animals could eat it inside my house. If there's nothing left for the wild animals in the field, which means that species in itself is not found in the fields for the wild animals. So then kaleli b'mtecha min bayit. So you have to get rid of it from your house. Meaning, as long as there's outside, so I could still keep it in my house and my animals can eat it. The second that there's nothing left on the outside, so now I have to take it from the inside and I have to put it to the outside. Okay, that's what the Gemara says. Now, what does that mean? Tevin and Kash, right? The wheat and the straw, which are found in the field, which are fitting from Hechal Chaya, it's only going to be until Rivya, until the second rains. From then onwards, right? If they're going to be in the field, it's going to get ruined, right? Why? Because it gets ruined with the. Remember, it gets ruined with all the water and all the rain and everything. And then what happens is it becomes like fertilizer. So therefore, you can't eat it anymore from Hechal Chaya. Chaya cannot eat it anymore. So therefore, it's going to be permitted for a person to keep it in his house, right? It says over here until the Rivya Shniya, right? And the rest of it, right? He has to get rid of it. Yeah, he has to get rid of it. That's what we're saying here. So therefore, what happens is that this is another reason why we have Rivya Shniya.